Hello, my name is Tammy McKenzie. I'm the director of the Aula Fellowship for AI Science, Policy and Tech. We're a small business too. Last week, in just 1 week, we had two challenges with deciding on how to use AI, when and how to use AI. So I thought I'd come and tell you a little bit about how we made that decision. And it'll really give you an idea of how fuzzy these decisions are, that there is no right answer, it's a changing field. So the two problems we had was this. One, we had a subcontractor who wanted to use an AI-generated image as the cover page for a project that we were working on together. The other is we needed we were writing a science paper, a study, and we needed a conclusion to the study. The scholar who did the first draft of the conclusion used an LLM to do that. So they fed our study into the system. The system put out a four-paragraph conclusion. So we'll start with that second one. We already know at Ola that that we don't output LLM generated text. There's a few reasons for that. There's obviously problems with provenance, data provenance. If we don't know where the data came from, it's uncomfortable to use it putting it out. We don't know if we're going to be, breaching compliance or copyright, so we don't really want to touch that on a compliance and risk, on a diligence front. And on a practical front, it's not very good. Like, it didn't summarize it well. It misunderstood a lot of the premises, and the actual verbiage of it. It's pretty good if it's okay, but it's not good anyways. And in our case, it wasn't accurate. So what we did do, because we're not against using it to do brainstorming, so what we did is we took the output, those four paragraphs, I did it. I went through and turned it into a structure of ideas. And then I was able to compare those structure of ideas with the structure of ideas from the main paper and see if AI had actually given us a few suggestions. And it had. There were a few things that suggested in the conclusion that were kind of key to making the message clear. So we took those ideas, rephrased them entirely, rewrote entirely based on our own structure, but inspired by what we were able to get from the conclusion, the AI-generated conclusion. The other one was a little bit trickier. The reason that the Ola Fellowship doesn't use AI-generated art or AI-generated text output to anybody. The reason we don't use the art is very much more for the provenance. So it's a similar situation to the LLM, but we're having a really big problem. We can't find an image generator that didn't go and get not only copyrighted materials like artists' works, but also copy prohibited materials, so CSAM and other abusive or violent images. We don't want to condone that. We don't know what the risks are of condoning that. The legal system has not decided yet what the consequences are of that. So as a business, it's almost impossible for us to consider putting out an AI-generated image. All the more so because we're a think tank for responsible AI. So it's not feasible for us to use it. And as a small business, we want to manage, our reputation, our risk, but we also want to take advantage of, where these tools can empower our teams and get things going faster. So that's how we figured out. I'd love to hear about your challenges in your small business on AI.